and yeah, so as you can see that let's read this pre-com. It came accidentally. So yeah, the only special thing that I did with this portion, this part of the video, was I made it black and white. Now we're going to do the color correction bit in the at the end, how I color corrected everything, the whole footage. Moving on to the trashing part, I there's nothing special in it except for this wiggle that I added, and where he hits this agent, there's this wiggle showing this, making the blow even more powerful. And at the end there's this optical flare, as you can see. It's been added on the main footage over here. So let's close these two pre-compositions. Moving on to the run, I did not do anything special in it. I just added the guitarist composition, and yeah, there's this one thing that I did in this portion of the footage is add this plugin called Twitch, which is available from again from Video Copilot, and what it does is it randomly shakes the footage and gives this room to really jump cut a footage. As you can see that before the shake he is over there, and after the shake he's right over here. Now this was important for me to do because he took a long time coming over to the end portion of this ramp, and I really didn't want to give these really long shots, so I cut them down and used the Twitch plugin. What I also did was there was this flaw in this piece of footage. There was this guy. If you see my mouse, there was my pointer. You can see that there's this smoke coming. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this smoke coming out, and you don't really know where it's from, but it's from a cigarette. Now I clone stamped the guy, the other agent, who for some reason was there for a photo bomb, and I couldn't remove the smoke, but it's really not prominent at all, but the guy was. And even then I added this shake, the Twitch shake, to make them jump onto another scene. That's it for this one. Moving on to the last portion of the music video, in which the two agents following Shamoon will die because they got double crossed. Yeah, they deserve it. So yeah, so he looks behind at the sniper, who is his friend. I don't know when they met or anything, but they're friends for long. But over here I'm going to show you this the compositing part of the footage, where now let's bring the quality of the footage to full, and let's just zoom in a little bit. If we zoom in, you can see that there's this, he gets hit and there's this blood from his shirt, and he falls down and of course dies. Now what I did was I added a blood burst, and I tracked it frame by frame so that it moves with the shirt as it disappears. I got this piece of footage again from videocopilot.net. They have this product called Action Essentials 2. You can get it too, and I totally recommend, if you want to make a horror movie or an action sequence, it's totally recommended for you to buy it. Now let's let's get on to the fire. Now I added a muzzle fire. If I was this muzzle fire, and I use this muzzle fire, as you can see, use this muzzle fire to imitate the look of the gun actually being fired, and I even mashed out the excess portion of the muzzle fire. Now, going on to the composition, I inverted the muzzle fire and tracked it frame by frame to make it look realistic, and even added an adjustment layer in which there's this glow that's added to the. If I turn off the adjustment layer, you can see that there is no glow. It's very dull. But if I turn on the adjustment layer, there's this glow that I added in front of the rifle. And even over here, you can see if I zoom in to 100%, you can see that this guy gets a headshot, and I track the blood. And yeah, so this blood burst is tracked accordingly, frame by frame by me, and as he falls down and dies. That's it for the arrangement of the footage. What I did at the end was I made this main composition and arranged all the pre-compositions accordingly to sync with the audio, which is right there below. And at the start I even added the credits: song Imtehaan, band Takmeen, director Nasir Afridi, DOP Moiz Khan, editor Moiz Khan, and producer Asif Khan. He wasn't the producer of the video, but the music. Yeah, so let's get on to the color correction. Going to the intro portion. For the singer, how did I color correct the footage? Let's go into the effects panel, and let's just turn off all these effects. As you can see, it's a very uncontrasty flat image. So what I did first was add this curves adjustment, in which I added the contrast to the video. Then I did a levels adjustment to further tune the video. Then I added a hue saturation adjustment to desaturate the redness of the footage. And at the end, voila, let's get on to full video quality. I added this color balance, in which I really enhanced the midtones, the blue midtones of the piece of footage, because I really felt like there was a lot of red in the footage, and if I added a blue midtone in it and some blue shadows, as you can see over here, I could really enhance the footage and give it a more suspense look. Moving on, let's drop down the quality. Moving on, I did the same for the picture inserts. For the guitarist, let's get on to the guitarist part. Let's try the one that's bigger. Yeah, over here. There was a lot of green in it, so if I turn off all these effects. I didn't select the layer. If I turn off all the effects, as you can see, it's there is no contrast. There's really less contrast in it. So what I did was, with the curves adjustment, I added contrast to the image, even turned down the brightness of the footage. Then I did the levels adjustment, then saturated the green portion of the image a bit more, and then I even added a more green and a bit more red for the skin color um, in the video. Moving on, uh, the flashback. Let's go down to the flashback and let's discuss how I added the black and white, what I did with the black and white portion of the footage. So if I turn off the curves adjustment and I turn off the black and white, you can see that it's a blue train, and it's a really nice static train, and we really imitated that this was moving. It wasn't really moving. I did a quick pan through a tripod, and this is a natural shake that I added while shooting with my DSLR. So if I add the curves, I added this contrast to the image, and I used a plugin called Black and White inside of After Effects, and I did play around a lot with the black and white preset, the plugin, and as you can see, I really enhanced the blue tones of this portion of the image, because as you can see, if I turn off the black and white, there's a lot of blue over here. So what I did was, if I turned it to 0, you can see that it's not black enough. But if I turn it down and add really decrease the blue color of the entire image, then it gives it a more contrasty look, and I like the contrast and the flashback portions of the image. What these numbers mean is, if I really increase the blue colors of the footage, all the blue portions of the footage would lighten up. But if I decrease it, all the blue portion of the video would darken. And this is how I color corrected most of the video. Even the chairs, if you can go onto this layer and turn, this is the correct layer. If I turn off the black and white plugin, you can see the chairs being really blue, and I did the same with the chairs. If I turn on the black and white plugin, the chairs are really contrasty, and these chairs really were adding the depth in this portion of the footage. So I really wanted them to stand out, and they directly, as you can see, that they directly follow the path of Shamoon. So your eye automatically moves on to this guy. I did the same thing everywhere, and adjusted the blues, reds, and the greens, and the cyans, and the yellows, and the reds according to what I felt was right. There wasn't any rocket science, or there aren't any standard numbers that I can really tell you about. Well, that is about it, and this is the end of my write-up of my editing project, and I hope that you enjoyed and understood this tutorial, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye, and Allah Hafiz.